Welcome back. Today I'm going to show you guys a high protein chili with 57 grams of protein and 563 calories, and that also tastes amazing. A lot of people say, I can't find any, recipes that fit my macros and that taste great and that aren't that hard to cook. So I'm going to debunk that theory that you can't have something that tastes amazing and something that's going to fit your macros. This chili makes 4 servings, so you guys can meal prep a couple meals for the week so you guys don't have to do any cooking for the whole week. If you want to take one, for lunch or to work, you can do that for the whole week and you don't have to worry about cooking. Yeah, so stay tuned and I hope you guys find value in this recipe. All right, to a pot, you're going to want to add 5 strips of chopped turkey bacon. All right, after you put it in there, you're going to want to turn the heat on and put it about medium heat and just let this thing cook, baby. Honestly, bro, it's been a couple years since I made this recipe, but I remember that it was so good last time I made it, and I didn't even realize I had this much protein until I had to look at what was actually in it. Because when I ate this, it was before I actually even, cared about macros, cared about protein, and I was just eating it because it tasted good. So I didn't even believe that this was high protein. Honestly, when I look at things, when I look at labels and stuff like that, I don't even look at the fats, the carbs, and everything else. I just look at how much protein is in it. Cause I don't know, man. I feel like that's the only thing that low-key matters. I feel like I could eat a bunch of ice cream. I feel like I could eat a bunch of ice cream, but if it had 100 grams of protein, you know what I mean? It would be fine. It would be good for you in my eyes. Cause you see 2,000 calories of that. And then you have, your macros for the day. My only goal when I'm actually eating is to try to hit my protein goals. When I'm eating, I'm trying to hit at least maybe 200 grams of protein every day. It doesn't matter if I have 300 grams of sugar, a ton of fat. It doesn't matter what I'm eating. As long as I get that 200 protein mark, we're Gucci, we're good. All right, let's check on our bacon. All right, so we see this turkey bacon. It's nice and cooked, nice and browned. And once you get to this point, once it's really cooked like this, you're gonna wanna take this turkey bacon and transfer it over to a plate. We're gonna wanna do this because, we want to keep that, bacon residue in the pan, but we also, want to take it out for certain reasons because we're going to put it back in there later. So right now we're just going to pour it onto this plate just to keep that, that residue of the bacon in there, and we'll come back to this bacon in a little bit. Yeah, so after you transfer it over, now you're going to want to add some diced onion and diced red bell pepper, you know what I'm saying? So before you hear that sizzle, when I put that in there, this is about to be amazing. I don't know about y'all, but when I cook, onions, I love them. You know what I'm saying? They give a good flavor. I don't know what it is when you cook them. They're just such a, exotic vegetable. You know what I mean? I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah, you want to add these, and then you also want to add that, red bell pepper. And I can't do, raw onions. You know what I'm saying? If it's on a burger and it's raw, I can't do it. But if it's cooked like this, if I'm cooking them for a while, and it brings out that flavor, the flavor just seems way more mild. You know what I mean? And then it just tastes way better. So you hear that sizzle? So after you add these in, you're gonna want to let these cook for about 3 to 5 minutes, just until they get soft. You know what I'm saying? So just keep checking on them. I mean, there's no wrong way to do this. It's just whatever you kind of like to do, and just cook them however you want, however soft you want them, and then I'll show you guys the next step. All right, guys. So you see how these are nice and soft right here? This is how you want them. You want them nice and soft like this because just so you get all that flavor out of them, you know what I mean? So once they're nice and soft like that, you want to add your ground beef brick. And this brick should be about 1 pound. You know what I mean? This is where the bulk of your protein is going to come from, this big block right here. Oh, I love this ground beef, man. So, plop that bad boy in there. And then once you put it in there, just, break it apart with the spatula. After you break it out with the spatula, now you want to wait till this is about 50% cooked before you put those seasonings in. Because if you put them in now, you know what I'm saying? It won't be as flavorful and it won't, stick with it as longer. But I don't know. Some science says that you need to put it in halfway when it's cooked. So we're going to do that. All right. Once it's halfway cooked, you want to add some, a tablespoon of brown sugar. That's going to make it sweet and stuff like that. You know what I mean? It's gonna, give it that sweet flavor, and you always want your chili a little bit of sweetness. You always need a little bit of sweetness in there, so to mix that around. Next, you're gonna add this spice mix that I'm gonna put on screen so you guys can see, what I'm gonna put in there. But just put that in, and then just mix it around, and incorporate all these flavors. You got some, You get a lot of different flavors in there, you know, that's gonna make this thing insane. So, you know, just mix that around a little bit and just wait for it to, you know, for the ground beef to be fully cooked. Yeah, so now you wanna add 1 1/4 cups of, you know, beef broth. This is gonna give it that, you know, that soupy taste, that mixture. So we're gonna add that real quick. Boom. We like this. I wonder how much protein's actually in beef broth, bro. Like, I did the math when I was calculating how much, you know, the macros and how much protein was in this, but like, I think beef broth has a lot of protein. So yeah, that's about right. That's about what we need. And we're gonna put it in there. Boom. Yeah, so now you wanna add, you know, 1 can of red kidney beans and 1 can of black beans. And you wanna, you know, drain them because you don't want the extra water in there. And once you drain them, just throw them in there. Boom, easy. Now you wanna add those fire roasted diced tomatoes. You want 1 can of these. Then you want 1/4 cup of tomato paste. So let me measure out 1/4 cup real quick. Boom, and put that in there. You know, plop that in there. We need one more 1/8 cup. That's about right. I'm just kind of eyeballing it, bro. It's like takes too long to actually measure everything. So I'm just like low-key just like using Asian parent measurements. Now you want to add the 7-ounce can of these mild green chilies. You want these diced ones, you know what I mean? A 7-ounce can. Plop them in there. It's gonna add, you know, even more flavor to everything that's already going on in here. Now we want to get a tablespoon of Wash Your Sister sauce. All right, now we're gonna plop that in there. Boom. And now you want to add in that cooked turkey bacon that we made earlier. Put that in there. And look at everything that's going on in here. Look at all those different ingredients, all those different flavors that's going on. So now you just want to mix all these bad boys in there. Oh yeah. So now after, you know, you mix this around for a little bit, now what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna, you know, let this boil. And once you let it boil, you're gonna wanna, you know, have it boiling for a couple minutes. Then after that, what you're gonna wanna do is let it simmer for about 30 minutes until all the flavors kind of set and everything kind of cooks fully, like thoroughly. And then, you know, we'll have ourselves a chili, guys. Oh yeah, guys, I actually forgot one step. You see this fat-free cheese right here? This is actually a very important step. I don't know how I forgot this, but this fat-free cheese is your, you know, is your God. This thing is like, you know, your savior. Bro, look at these macros. I don't know if y'all can see that, but it says 9 grams of protein per 45 calories. And for something to be considered high protein, my rule of thumb is for it to be like 10 grams per 100 calories, but this thing has legit like 20 grams per 100 calories. And this thing's gonna shoot up the protein and you don't even have to think about it. It's gonna be in there, it's gonna taste good. I mean, obviously it's not gonna taste as good as like normal cheese and stuff like that, but it's still gonna have like some good flavor. It's still cheese, you know what I mean? Just get this like for like $5 at, you know, Walmart. It's a little pricey, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to add this, but if you wanna like shoot that protein up, then, you know, obviously go with this. This thing is packed with protein. I think it has like, what's 9 times 7? 63 grams of protein for this whole thing. So that's what we're gonna add right now. Let's add it in, boys. I'm liking how this is looking. You see all that cheese in there? Oh, this thing is gonna be crazy, bro. Tell me that this is not high protein, bro. Tell me that this is not high protein. You see this, bro? It's starting to look like chili. After I stir this up, we're gonna put it to a simmer and keep it here for like maybe 20 to 30 minutes and just let it, you know, thicken up a little bit, and then we're gonna serve it. But dude, this looks like really good, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, that smells so good. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, bro. If I genuinely don't like it, bro, I'm gonna let you guys know. I'm not gonna put you guys onto something that's not even like good. If it's not even good, bro, I might not even post this, bro. I don't know. I mean, it should be good, bro. It's based on how it smells. It's gonna be amazing. So, you know, let's try it out. All right, guys. So, you know, this is the final product. I don't know if you can see it right there. It looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? It's still a little liquidy. I think once it, you know, sets a little bit and, you know, is not so hot, it'll get a little bit thicker. It looks really hot right now. Oh my gosh. I don't know if I want to burn my tongue. So let's see. Did this cooking pay off? Like, enough yapping. Let's just actually try this. See if it's good. It's really hot. It's good. Everything's blended and very perfect. You know, you got that ground beef. You know, you got the beans. You know, you got that, you know, tomato paste, that beef broth to give it that salty taste. This is a W. I'm low-key glad I showed you guys this. This is such a good way to get your protein in with something that tastes like you actually want to eat this. Because, like, sometimes when I make, like, chicken and rice, bro, I don't even want to eat it sometimes, bro, because it's like, it gets so repetitive, and sometimes I like either overcook the chicken. I mean, that one's on me, I guess, but like, I don't know. I just get some flavor fatigue, but with this, dude, it's something completely new, bro. Y'all gotta try this out. Overall, this is a good, a good cooking experience. This is my first cooking video. You know what I mean? I was just trying to make something for you guys that, would be not that, complicated, but if you make a lot of this can last you the whole week. You can make literally like 4 meals out of it. And it can last you like your whole week, for work, if you go to work, or to school, for lunch every day. You don't have to cook anything, and it's so easy to just get protein in. So if you guys find value in this video, drop a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the noties, because I'm gonna keep posting more videos. I've been lacking every single video. I always say this, I'm inconsistent with my uploads. But, I'm really gonna try to, push past that motivation to keep posting, because I really wanna make it big on this thing, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I have the potential, I'm starting to get better on camera. If you guys look at my first video, which is only like a couple videos ago, I was like really like robotic and really serious. I feel like I'm still like, getting out of my shell, but I feel like way more comfortable on camera. So we'll continue to go up from there, but stay tuned for other videos, because I'm gonna keep posting, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.